Okay, we're back. Let me go back over this. We were working on the lip area here of this Santa, and the Windy Santa ornament. And what I wanted you to do is just bring it up a little bit right there, okay? That's pretty well it right there. Alright, and then what we're going to do is we're going to trim this portion down a little bit further. And we're going to trim this area here as well. I'm just going to kind of round this off a little bit. And round this portion of the beard off as well. Okay. And we're going to do some redefining here in a second here. And we're going to go back and redefine lines and such. Alright, let's take care of that nose a little bit more too. And take all the rough stuff off. Remember, take the rough stuff off, because if you don't, it's going to look funny when you paint it. It's going to be darker because it will absorb more of the paint. If you're wondering why. And you know, but as I was saying, I was going to be open here during the holiday season here. I'm taping this 2013, so if you're just watching this now and it's a little bit later, this is for this year, 2013. And like I said, I'll be open every Saturday, and you're welcome to drop by and say hello. I really put a lot of time into putting the shop together nicely, hopefully nicely, so when people come, you know, it's inviting, and that things are displayed well for folks. Those turning tables were great. If you look for any, you look on Craigslist for them. They can be a little pricey right now. I've seen a couple of them for a couple $100. That's way too much. You should pay no more than $80 to $100 for them if you're looking for any kind of turntable. Like the tabletop one runs about $75. I got mine for $20, and then the other one I got for $80, and the guy went $165. It's like, well, they're not really worth that because the turntable didn't work. Well, he said it worked. It worked okay for a while, and then I took it apart and revamped it a bit and put a new light in, and it works fine now. A little hesitant from time to time, but it does exactly what I want it to do. And you can fit a lot of carvings in them in a small amount of space, and since I'm limited here in the camper studio, I try to look at things of how I can fit things in here. But anyway, alright, I'm going all over the place here with this. Now, this is done. Let's put the eye in. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to redefine this line again. I'm going to go up here and just chop this out and clean this up a little bit. Let me do this again because it's certainly not right there. There we go. Alright. See what the difference when you make a deeper cut? It just enhances your carving. It really does. It just adds more character to it. Okay, for the sake of putting a line in, normally I don't do it anymore, but you can put a small, this is going to be a pretty big eye, okay? I don't put any eyelids because the hat's hanging over. But that's where the eye is going to go. So the first thing I do is I turn it upside down, and I work from here to the nose, since it's on this side. A little bit of curvature, okay? What you want to do is you want to come down from on the eye down to your cut, alright? Just like that, alright? And you want to take this portion here and you want to cut, just round that off a little bit. So there's your eye. Now to enhance the eye a little bit, in the corners here you want to just put a little triangular cut. Just make it a little deeper there, and I might want to make it a little bit deeper on the top as well. So it looks like that eye is a little bit more rounded than it is, okay? Alright. This is going to be cleaned up as well. And this is my final cut on the nose. I'm just going to clean it up by going deeper and just going around and cleaning it up. Let me come back here. I can see a little more. I'm limited what I can see there. Alright. I like to see a nose that's got a curvature on it, like you see right here. Okay, I love that. So I try to incorporate that in the carving, that it looks like it's sticking out. Here, the same thing. We're going to round this up to the nose a little better, a little bit under the nose here. Now, some of the nose I put nostrils in, some I don't. You don't have to. If you want to, that's optional for you. The carving will look fine with or without it. Because they're caricatures, you can really do whatever you want with them. You know, you can add things to them. You know, it doesn't have to be exact, okay? So we have the eye in, we've got the nose in, we've got the mustache pretty well rounded. Because I round it from here over, and then I try to round it where it's swinging around here. And this is a little tough. You want to make sure your knife is nice and sharp, that you get a clean cut. Because when we go to put the beard in, you know, we're going to have the beard flowing to the right here when you're looking at to the right. So you'll just want to take your time with that. Alright, I'm going to go back and clean things up. Okay, we have to put the brim of the hat on yet. I haven't decided how I'm going to finish off the hat yet. But the brim's got to go on anyway, this portion of it. Alright, because all this is going to be cut. You know, a rounded ball at the top, and I'm just going to bring some more of this off, just round it up a little bit more. It finally got cooler here. It's been very warm here in PA overall. It's very strange. We still had at the end, usually by the end of November, all the leaves are off. Now it's what, the 3rd or 4th of November, and leaves are still on the trees, still green in some cases. The last couple of days they've turned a little more, and they're starting to look more like fall trees, and the colors weren't really here until this week. So we really peaked out with the colors much later than normal. Usually by the middle of the month is our peak of October. Not this time around. It was very dull, and we were all kind of complaining about how it wasn't a real bright. See what I'm doing here? I'm just pushing that in there and making it deeper. Okay, so you can have a distinction between the beard. Now, the one thing I do, and I love this thing, these are the dockyards. Most of you know about this if you're new. They're micro gouges and V-tools, and this is the one I use almost constantly for everything. If I had to choose only one, this would be the one I would choose. It's a parting tool. It's a number V3. And what you want to do with this is, where you started your cuts here, you just want to kind of, alright, and go down. Okay, see how that worked? And then what you're going to do is you're going to take your other knife and kind of undercut it a little bit. Yep, that's fine. Now you notice back here we have it kind of, you kind of just want to dress that up a little bit and make that separated there. Alright, and you're going to kind of leave that. You can round it off a little bit if you want, but be oh so careful when you're back here, because it's so easy to chip those corners off if you're not very, very careful. And the other thing I also do is I take another sweep, a deep sweep,